Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning to all of you. This is Shweta Gandhi from Ossis Group, an IELTS trainer. Well, today I'm back and signing in back with the more videos, the more creative videos for the lectures related today, for the lectures specifically related to the grammar accuracy. Well, I know, all of the students generally are in that dilemma. What is the grammar range and accuracy? But there is a big difference between grammar range and accuracy. In grammar range, we will be having number of varieties of statements, number of sentences. But today, particularly, I'm going to focus on grammatical accuracy, because grammar accuracy is something like that which you do not have particular topic on in your IELTS exam. But yes, it is indeed tested by the examiner. Now, how it is tested, it's very important, because generally the grammar range will actually help you in IELTS reading, listening, writing, and speaking. But particularly talking about where the grammar structure is useful, it is basically useful in your writing part, where your content is actually generative, and your speaking part, where actually you have to speak about the questions related. So you have to use grammar. And for that grammar structure, we have number of rules and number of things you have to follow. If you're not following, for example, talk about a thing you recently read. Now, this is something, a question that is related to the past tense. So you have to use past tense there. Talk about a place where you want to visit in the future, that is a future tense. So everything should be in that condition. How, like, what type of grammar you're using, what tenses you're utilizing, in what structure you're framing your answers. So for that, you need to understand the grammatical structure, and for that grammatical structure there are number of various rules. But before that, we have to go to the basic structure that is called parts of speech. First, just for 5-10 minutes, I'll be directing you into directly the how many parts of speech are there. But after that, I will give you some 7 to 8 most important rules, which these rules are actually benefiting you, because these grammar rules not only improve your speaking part, but also helps in writing. Because number of people write like a number of people is or are, we don't know, but generally they say a number of people are, but some people write the number of people. The number of people are or is, so that is again a confusing part, because a number of people are, the number of people is. Now, why it is, we all will discuss here. Yes, of course. While discussing, you may be facing number of problems, number of issues related, you have some queries. Please put your queries in the question answer box. Whatever queries you are into, we will be solving it after our presentation. Yes, so here we can start our presentation. Let's start with our first thing. That is, what we are going to discuss is grammar session for IELTS, and specifically I'm going to take you to subject verb agreement, right? Okay, let's see. Well, before starting with the subject verb agreement, it's all about subject. Subject is all related to noun. So subject, basically a noun. So before starting the grammar structure, grammar sentences, you must be aware how many parts of speech are there. Parts of speech is basically the root of grammar. If you don't understand the basic structure of it, you'll not be able to utilize the grammar in the more appropriate form. So parts of speech, because it is mandatory to understand that there are 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, okay, and interjection. So there are 8 parts of speech. Now, why it is important to understand? Because in your writing part also, each and everything you are utilizing it, but you don't know where it is. Right now what I'm speaking, it is all about my English, and this English is actually parts of speech. I don't know where I'm utilizing it. See my statement, I don't know. I is my pronoun, don't is my verb, no is again my verb. Now, we don't understand where it is utilizing, but yes, it is utilizing. And you don't actually understand where is your error. So before starting everything, you should understand that there are various rules and regulations for it. Just for 5 to 10 minutes, we have a quick glance for about parts of speech. After that, I am sure that you'll be getting to know the proper rules and regulation. I'll give you simple 7 to 8 rules related to that, and this will be very convenient for you to write in your examination properly, plus in your speaking part also. Okay, so again, just for a glance, there are 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, and interjection. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, why it is important to learn them? Just English sentences, this is called parts of speech. So it also helps you to understand and learn better. If you don't know what English is, you cannot go beyond that level of utilizing it properly in your daily life. So it will, but specifically in IELTS, it will also help you in reading, listening, writing, and speaking. To comprehend the language properly, to comprehend what I am saying to you, what you are saying to me, that to comprehend, I have to understand the basic part structure, and it will also help in us in our 4 modules. Okay, when you study vocabulary, pay attention to the part of speech. This is also important because vocabulary is not only the use of uncommon words, unusual words. It is all about how you are utilizing that verb with words with the proper grammatical structure. For example, if I'm saying careful and if I'm saying carefully, there's a difference because careful is an adjective and carefully is an adverb. Why it is an adverb? Why it is an adjective? What adjective is? You have to understand. For example, just one more example I'm giving. For example, brave, brave, means a strengthened person, brave. What is brave? Which part of speech? Where I have to utilize? Brave is an adjective. Well, it's a quality. But if I'm talking about like he acts bravely or he acted bravely, means it's something, a word related to a verb. Okay, it defines a verb. Therefore, now I cannot say he acted brave. I have to say he acted bravely. But what is the noun form? Because if I want to use it as a noun form, I have to change the word. Like brave is an adjective, bravely is an adverb, then bravery is a noun. So you have to get indulged into these things. So it's not just you have to learn vocab only. The proper usage, the proper contented usage of vocab is also important. Okay, let's move ahead. Well, just have a quick glance for that. Parts of speech, the definition and the example. Let's see. Nouns. Nouns basically whatever thing we are talking about, the matter we are talking about. Here we are talking about IELTS. For me, IELTS is a noun. Okay. So basically, noun is that about which we are talking, that people, places, things, and animal. One more thing I want to include here: feelings. Feelings that cannot be touched. We can feel it. So noun is basically about the people we are talking, like 2 persons sitting and they're talking about people, or a person talking about place, talking about thing, talking about animals, or talking about feelings. Like today I'm feeling happy. Okay, so that's something like happy. Happy, the noun form of happy is happiness. Okay, so that is what you understand. Noun is specifically including 5 things: people, place, things, animals, and feelings. Example: dog, cat, garden, work, music. I know it's quite normal. It's not that high level standardized, but yes, if you want to go on that standardized level, you have to come to the moderate and intermediate level also. Okay, so dog, cat, garden, work, music, town, teacher, Bob, all the things you can see: dog, cat, garden, these are all noun about which we can talk. The sun shines, Anna goes to school. So here the sun shines, the sun is basically a noun. Anna is noun, school is noun. So about which we are talking, the product we are talking is actually a noun. Pronouns, it replaces nouns. It replaces nouns. It means pronoun is basically he, she, it, I, you, who, us. John is hungry. John wants to eat. I cannot say why I have to repeat that John again. No, I can replace it. John is a male person. I can replace it with he. A girl, we can replace it with she. A thing, which we can replace it with they, it. Two person, I can replace it with they. Two things, I can replace it with they. So pronoun is basically, you cannot, no, you it looks low standard if you're using it back to back. The nouns you're using back to back again and again, the same noun you're utilizing. Instead, you can replace it. Okay. Verb is something doing action. Whatever action you're doing, that is verb. Run, go, laugh, listen, watch, play. The dog and cat are running. So the dog and cat, basically it's a noun part, and running is actually a verb part. Okay. Adjectives basically, these are the qualities. Adjective is the most beautiful parts of speech. It is actually a quality of noun. Only simply I can say those words which describes about the noun, which describes the quality of a noun. If I'm an intelligent girl, so that is intelligent. Beautiful, that's a part, again, a quality of a person. So angry, brave, healthy, little, red, smart, good, bad. These are all adjectives. Like brown dog. So dog is a noun, brown is an adjective. Fat cat, cat is a noun, fat is an adjective. Big garden, big is an adjective. Now, adverb. It's very important. You must understand that adverb is basically something that 99% ends with ly. Okay, so angry will become angrily, bravely, healthily, quickly, slowly, smartly. These are all adverb. Now, what is the basic difference between adjective and adverb? Adjective is something which describes noun, but adverb is something which describes all the parts of speech except noun or pronoun. Okay, all the parts of speech except noun or pronoun, which means it describes verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Like, run. She runs quickly. I cannot say she runs quick. She runs. Runs is basically a verb. Here, quickly is not defining she. It is defining how she runs. So runs quickly. If I'm saying she is quick, so here I am describing the person status, how she is. But here she runs quickly. I am defining the type of condition, the type of action, how she is doing. So she runs quickly. She eats very slowly. So this is how we can define adverb. Preposition, it shows relation between words in a sentence. Like, for example, I'm going to school. That means I, the position of I, the location of I is indeed shown by that school. Where she's going to school. So particularly preposition is that parts of speech which gives information about subject with related to object. Okay. So everything, like I'm going to my garden. So here to is particularly preposition because it is showing my destination where I'm going. I'm going to Delhi. I'm going to my garden. I come at 11 o'clock. So here at is basically preposition. There are a number of prepositions in, into, above, since, for, with, by, of, of, between, among. Have a glance, quick. Right now we are having a glance, but you should understand the basic things related to this because if you don't know, you'll not be able to utilize it properly. So how can you start your English? And start with the basic structure of grammar. If you know the structure, you'll be creating a good ladder where you can step up. Okay. Conjunctions. This particular parts of speech is very, very important in your IELTS exam because conjunctions are nothing but these are the connectors where you're using in your speaking part, your writing part, connect words, connect phrases, clauses, sentences, etc. Okay. Example, like in conjunction, what I feel that there are basically three types of conjunctions. What I do generally, like one is coordinating conjunction, where I suggest students to always use the compound sentences. Compound sentences in your writing part helps you to improve your marks bands. Okay, so compound sentences, fanboys. What is fanboys? Fanboys is fan, F for, A and, N nor, B but, O or, Y yet. S. So, fanboys. Fanboys, these are the conjunctions which actually help you. If you're using an IELTS exam, this will create compound sentences, and these fanboys help you to improve your pen slightly. But yes, if you're on 5.5, you'll be on 6. If you're on 6, you'll be on 6.5. So gradually it helps. Okay. So fanboys, I am repeating it. Fan, F for a and, N nor, B but, O or, Y yet, S. So fanboys. So this is coordinating conjunction. Talking about subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction, which are those conjunctions in which one part of the sentence completely depending on the other part. Because, so that, therefore, since, when, while. Why I'm elaborating the conjunction part? Because it is one of the best topics in your IELTS to improve your score. Okay. So subordinating conjunctions, if you're using subordination, it's a basic simple word. Dependency. So depend if one part of the sentence depending upon the other part, that is called subordinating conjunction. For example, I was tired, so I went to sleep. So here I can say here so is basically compounding part. Okay. So I went to sleep. Now, but if I'm saying like so that makes a complex sentence. Okay. Okay. Interjections. Interjections, basically the strong, expressions, the strong feelings, exclamation that express strong feelings. If like I am in pain, oh no, oh sad, wow, if I'm very enthusiastic, like wow, hurrah. These are all interjections. So these are 8 parts of speech. We have the view of that. Now let's begin with our important part of the today's part, that is called subject verb agreement. This is most important part for your IELTS exam. Trust me, if you're utilizing it in a proper way, actually you don't know where it is utilizing, how you're utilizing it. But yes, it is utilized. And just because of that, be aware how you are utilizing it in an appropriate manner. Rule number 1, subjects and verbs must agree in number. Subjects and verbs must agree in number. It's very simple. But as you move on to next rules, you'll be facing, okay, is it a kind of rule? Let's see. Subjects and verbs must agree in number. First, you have to understand that if I want to make noun plural, how I can make it? I can make it by adding s or es. For example, if I want to make boy to the plural form, it is boys. Yeah. If I want to make watch in the plural form, it is watches. If I want to make any of the noun in its plurality, it becomes like we have to add s or es. This is noun. Okay. But verb is something, it is just the opposite of that noun. If you want to, like verb also, it also has 2 parts. In verb, we also have singular verb and plural verb. For example, is is singular and are is plural. Similarly, if you have a proper standard main verb, it also acts in the both form, singular and plural. So, for example, if I'm saying depend and depends. So depend is basically depend and depends. These are verb. So depends is basically singular verb. The verb which is adding s or es, it is called singular verb, and depend is basically a plural verb. So just you have to understand that if you're adding ses to the noun, it becomes plural, but if you're adding ses to a verb, it becomes singular. And all the verb you can see is having s, has having s, was having s. Similarly, depends having s. All the verb which having s in its structure, it is singular. Okay. So this is the cornerstone rule that forms a background. Example: the dog growls when he is angry, and the dog growl when they are angry. Now, what the dogs growl? What is the difference? The dog. Here we can see singular dog. So we can add to the verb s, growls when he is angry. Okay. The dogs, this is plural. So we can add growl when they are angry. So you have to understand, if you're using singular noun, you have to use singular verb. If it's a plural noun, you have to use plural verb. And plural verb is something in which we cannot add s. Okay. So the dog growls when he's angry. The dogs growl when they are angry. See how I can change. If I am adding plural noun, I have to add plural verb. I have to add plural pronoun. So all the things are in that sequence of plurality. Okay. Next example, the teacher writes on the blackboard. The teacher, here I'm getting the singular teacher form. The teacher writes on the blackboard. So here I can add writes, S. If I want, the teachers guide me. I cannot say guides me. The teachers guide me. Okay. Next example, the child plays on the lawns. The child, it's a singular. So therefore, plays. Mind it, if you are using in a writing IELTS, the people, so it's not is, are. We are, you are, she is. Similarly, the child plays. The children play. The teachers write. The children play on the lawns. So please do remember all these things because it will actually help you how you can use the things in the proper order. Okay. So this is rule number 1. Why subject verb agreement I have chosen? Because subject and verb, the relation between subject and verb is so strong that you have to understand where you can use the proper conditional sentences, the words and the grammar structure. Okay. So here we have completed with the rule number 1, subject verb must agree in number. Okay. Next rule. Okay. Next rule is one off. It's again very, very important rule. One of or one of the. I can say, see, this particular rule contains 2 types of rules. So how it is continued, like one of means among all. Okay. So one of the or one of, if anytime you're, see, in the speaking part particularly, you use this one of. Well, talking about my favorite book, one of the book I want to. No, this is wrong statement. What you can use? One of the books I want to speak about. One of the books means among all. Today I want to talk about. Okay. So please do understand all the things that if you're using one of condition rule, always try to use your noun in the plural form. Noun always plural, verb always singular if you are using just one of rule. Okay. So one of condition, rule number 1, noun plural, verb singular. Now part B of this one of, if you are using one of condition rule with the word who, which and that, these are the relative pronouns. These relative pronouns basically the connectors, kind of connectors which are which help to create the sentences complex. Okay, these are not interrogative pronouns. These are relative pronouns. There is a difference. This who, which actually these words help as an interrogative part also. But yes, these are relative pronouns also. So one of, if you are adding these words with who, which and that, noun is always plural, because here I can say that the noun is basically, why plural? Because it means among all. Okay. So among all is all about, we have plural noun. But if you're using one of with the word who, which and that, you have to use verb also plural, because there is a rule. If you're adding who, which, that, the condition noun is also plural, verb is also plural. Also, although you can feel that this here I want to use singular verb, no, it cannot. So you have to use the plural form of that. Okay. Let's look at the example. But yes, before it, I have to reiterate again. One of the. If you are using simple statements, you have to use noun plural and verb singular. But if you're using one of the with who, which and that, you have to use noun plural, verb also plural. Please note it down. It's very important because this is the best rule of the subject verb agreement. I adore this rule so much because here students genuinely make mistakes. They don't know, they don't understand. Here I can make you some of the good examples. I can show you some of the good examples. He is one of the soldiers who fight for the country, who fight for the nation. He is one of the soldiers. Why I'm using here one of the soldiers? One of the soldiers means among all, I'm talking about he. Okay. So he is one of the soldiers. Now, who fights for the nation or fight for the nation? Like he is one who fights for the nation. Okay. He is one who fights for the nation. But if I'm saying he is one of the soldiers who fight for the nation. So there is a mistake here in the sentence one. Fights, it's not correct, it's fight. He is one of the soldiers who fight for the nation. Why I am using here fight? First, you have to understand that there's a basic difference between fight and fights. Fight is plural verb, fights is singular verb, because a verb which contains s is always singular. Okay, a verb which contains s is always singular. But according to my rule, if I am having one of with who, which, and that, my noun is also plural, my verb is also plural. So accordingly, he is one of the soldiers who fight for the nation. Second example, there is an asterisk there. He is one of the soldiers, comma, and he fights for the nation. This is correct because here I haven't included who, which, that. I have made comma there. So there is a difference. He is one of the soldiers and he fights for the nation. But in the above example, he is one of the soldiers who fight for the nation. Okay. Are you getting my thing? Yes. Sentence number one, the verb is slightly incorrect. The correct answer is fight. He is one of the soldiers who fight. Please understand it with the various examples because this is the best rule. And trust me, you are utilizing the writing pad also, and speaking, you actually use 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but you don't know where you are utilizing. In your cue card, specifically when you start your cue card, you always use this. While talking about my favorite book, today I want to talk about one of my favorite book. This is wrong. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite books. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite places. One of my favorite places. Noun is always plural. Okay. Second example. Pistachio is one of the few flavors. See, one of the few flavors that appeal me. Yes, that appeal, not S. That appeal me. Okay, not appeals. Appeal me. Next example. The alarm is triggered. The alarm is triggered when one of the criminals tries to escape. When one of the criminals, see, one of the criminals, S. And here we are not getting any who, is that. I'm not getting any relative pronoun. So I have to use my verb singular. Whenever you are getting who, is that, please note it down, jot it down. It is very helpful for you to speak and to write this rule. Okay. So the alarm is triggered when one of the criminals. So here I am adding noun plural. One of the criminals tries. Tries, verb singular. Okay. Fourth example. Mr. Joy is one of the neighbors. Mr. Joy. Here I am talking about Mr. Joy. But actually, I'm not talking about here Mr. Joy because I'm talking about all my neighbors, among which Mr. Joy is one. So Mr. Joy is one of the neighbors who always support me. Who always support me. Okay. Why I am using here who always support me? See, what I have told you that a verb with S is a singular verb. Okay. A verb with S is a singular verb. But a verb without S is a plural verb. Just opposite of noun. I want to reiterate it because it is very important to make you indulge in all these things. If you don't understand this basic structures, you are actually losing your bands here somewhere. We are not getting why I'm getting this. I have good English. I have good things. Where I'm lacking. These are the basic things. We actually don't know, but examiners do judge you on this. Okay. So again, I'm telling that if you're adding S, ES to your noun, this is plural. Okay. Boy, boys, bottle, bottles, table, tables. But if you're adding S or ES to your verb, it is singular. The opposite. Noun SC is plural, verb SC is singular. Okay. So again, we are coming to our fourth example. Mr. Joy is one of the neighbors. Noun plural with one of. Who? Now I'm getting here relativity. Who? Always support me. Without S. Okay. Mr. Joy is one of the neighbors who always support me. But if I want to use like Mr. Joy is a person who always supports me. Here I'm not adding one off. Mr. Joy is a person who always supports me. That is correct. But if I'm using one off, I have to use plural. Mr. Joy is one of the neighbors who always support. Okay, next. She is one of those who cook Italian food. Now she is one of those. Again, she, one of those. Okay, one of those. I'm getting one of those. See, those. It's plural forms. Those who cook. I'm not talking about Mr. Joy and she here. I'm talking about all of the members. For that, I have to use plural verb, cook Italian food. Next, one of my pens. Here, one of my. Again, there's a mistake. My, not me. One of my pens. My pens. Again, a plural form. Okay, pens. Now, why here I'm adding a is? Because I'm not getting any relative pronoun. So, one of my pens is missing from the desk. Please note it down. It's very, very important. And please do just have a grab on it because it's very, very important for me. See, if I'm saying this, it's very important for me, but obviously it is important for you because I know where you are lacking. Okay, the trainers actually understand where the students are lacking. So just understand this rule. Okay. Can we move ahead to the rule number 3? Yes. Okay, let's move. Okay, rule number 3 is all about indefinite pronoun. Rule number 3 is all about indefinite pronoun. What is indefinite pronoun? What is actually pronoun? I already told you about that. That pronoun is particularly that part of speech which replaces noun. Okay, but this is only the definition of pronoun. No, we have number of varieties of types of pronoun, in which that one is personal pronoun, in which personally a person is replacing something. Okay, a person is replacing something, like Ram is replaced with he, girl is replaced with she. That is personal pronoun. But here today it's called indefinite pronoun. This type of pronoun I'm going to take you today is indefinite, where you are not getting a particular person, but you're getting everyone, but you don't know, you don't understand whether it is countable or uncountable. Okay, so these are the words. Just note it down. Each, either, neither, each of, everyone. See, each, either, neither, each of. These are 4 words. Now see how I have just given you the things. Everyone, no one, someone, anyone. Do you understand how many persons are there in everyone? No. Do you understand? Do you know how many persons are there in no one, yes, some or someone? You don't know. But yes, there are some persons. So everyone, no one, someone, anyone. Everything, nothing, something, anything. Everybody, nobody, somebody, anybody. These are the words which are considered pronouns. You don't understand that these are actually uncountable part of pronouns. Therefore, they are called indefinite pronouns. So the rule is, if you use such pronouns, and basically these pronouns actually you are allowed to use in your examples part also. Okay, because you have to take your examples in generalized form. So the rule is always use singular verb with these words. Always use singular verb with these words because uncountability always takes singular verb. Mind it. If you're using uncountability, you don't know how many persons are there. So how can you make it plural? Okay. So uncountability things always takes singular verb. For example, each boy is ready for the function. Each boy. Okay. Each boy, singular noun also. Each boy is ready for the function. Now, next example, if you're using it in the different form, like each of the boys. Okay, there's a difference. Try to remember the usage of noun also, because we are doing subject verb relationship. So subject, where you have to use subject singular, where you do subject plural. Each boy is ready for the function. Each of the boys wants to go. No. Or yes. Yes, it is correct. Each of the boys, you have to use plural noun, but you have to use singular verb. Why? Because there is a rule in the green line you can read. Always use singular verb with these words. Okay. Here each of the boys, each of the, because of the condition means among all. So here each of the boys wants to go. Okay. We have to use singular verb because we don't know how many boys in the each are. Okay. So we don't know. Therefore it is indefinite for me. Therefore I have to use each of the boys wants to go. Getting? Third, every boy. Please mention it properly, that with the every word, always take singular noun. Many of the students take every person's, every individual is ready for the party. We don't know how many boys are there. So here I can say every boy is ready for the party, or each boy is ready for the function. Okay. Next example. Now neither means only two. Neither, either. We only have two nouns, but the difference, basic difference between either and neither, we have two options, one choice, but in neither, we have two options, but no choice. Okay, either. Two options, one choice, neither, two options, no choice. So, neither of the two experiments was, because we have to use singular verb. So, neither of the two experiments was relevant to the topic. Each of these procedures, again, each of these procedures has, okay, each of condition always takes plural now. So each of the procedures has, verb singular, its own advantages, not have, okay. Each of these procedures has its own advantages. Next, everyone should take care of his health. Everyone, I know, I understand. Students have the query that everyone means everyone, but actually it is indefinite. So we don't know how many people are there included in that everyone. So that is why it is indefinite. We don't know. Therefore, we have to use singular verb. Everyone should take care of his health, not their. Understand this. Genuinely, you write these statements. Everyone should take care of their health. No, it's his health. Okay. Each one of you, again, each one of you, how many each? We don't know. So each one of you has to suffer for it, not have. There are two girls here. There are two girls here. Neither is tall. Neither means no one. Okay. So neither is tall. Getting that thing? So indefinite pronoun always taken into consideration with this. Next. Okay. Rule number 4. There are some connectors, as I talked earlier about the conjunctions. So these are part of conjunctions. If connectives like with, together with, along with, in addition to, except, besides, and not, no less than, like, are used to combine two subjects. These words, for example, if I'm saying Ram and Sham, so if I want to replace that and, I can use Ram as well as Sham, Ram together with Sham, Ram along with Sham, Ram in addition to Sham. So these are the words. If you're using with the two subjects, the verb agrees with the subject mentioned first. The verb agrees with the subject mentioned first. Means, if you're using these subjects, if you're using these words with the two subjects, verb is used according to the subject number 1. It's very important. Verb is used according to the subject number 1. If you're using Ram and Sham are, because you're using and, but if you're using Ram as well as Sham, so now you cannot use and. You have to use the verb according to the subject number 1. That means only Ram. That is singular. If there is a singular subject 1, you can use singular verb. If the subject 1 is plural, the verb is also plural. Okay. So if connectives, all these like we're using with the subjects, try to understand that verb used according to subject number 1. For example, the President of India, together with his personal secretaries, is invited to this function. Now, why I'm writing this is because I can say, ma'am, there are many students, many secretaries are there, and the president of India, so we have a lot of people who are invited. No, actually, the president of India, together with his personal secretaries, is invited to this function. The president of India with his personal secretaries. Getting the thing? So here, what is my connector? With. With, subject number 1, the president. Subject number 2, personal secretaries. President is singular. I have to use is. The president of India, together with his personal secretaries, together with his my connector, together with personal secretaries is. Here, I have no relation with the personal secretaries. I have the relation with the president. Okay. Next example. Or now, if I am, switching the noun, the vice versa condition, all the secretaries together with the president. Now my main focus should be on all the secretaries. So all the secretaries together with the president are coming for the meet, because here together with is my connector, subject number 1, all the secretaries, subject number 2, president, but my verb goes according to subject number 1. So all the secretaries together with the president are. Getting the thing? Next example. The actress along with her manager and some friends. Now tell me, which is the subject number 1? The actress. The actress along with her manager and some friends is, because here I'm talking about the actress, is attending the function. Next example. Mr. Sanuj accompanied by his wife and children. Now, what is my connector here? Accompanied by. So, accompanied by his wife and children. So, Mr. Sanuj is my noun. That's my subject number 1. And my verb goes according to subject number 1. So, Mr. Sanuj accompanied by his wife and children. In the further condition, no matter how many nouns we have, but yes, how my noun number 1 is treated. That is the important. So, Mr. Sanuj accompanied by his wife and children is, because here we are talking about Mr. Sanuj who is accompanied. Okay. Last, all the family members except Ram. Now see, all the family members except Ram are going to the party or are going for the picnic, whatever. So here, all the family members are. Okay, except Ram. Now, if I make it inverse, Ram except all the family members is. Getting? Okay, so this is rule number 4. Next rule. Okay, so here, rule number 5, either or, neither nor, not only but also. And the 4th one is or. So you can see here, either or. This rule is again conjunction based rule. Conjunction, the connectors. Okay. So either or, here we'll be having couple of 2 subjects. Neither nor, she nor he. Not only he, but also she. So either or, neither nor, not only, but also, and or. And these basically conjunctions are used to make your sentences in the complex form. Okay. The complex sentences are also important in your IELTS part. So when these words are used with the nouns, verb is used according to the subject number 2. Okay. When you are using those connectors in the previous 4th rule, always try to use your verb according to the subject number 1. But either or, neither nor, these are the couple conjunctions. They are called correlative conjunctions. Always try to use the verb according to subject number 2. It's very simple, dear. I can make you the show for the previous rule, rule number 4. Here, these were the words with which we have to use our verb according to subject number 1. But this is our rule. Here, we have to use the verb according to subject number 2. For example, not only Rajesh, but also his sisters were arrested. Okay. Not only Rajesh, but also his sisters. What is my subject number 2? Sisters were arrested. Okay. Next, not only her books, but also her watch. Now, not only her books, subject number 1, that is plural, but also her watch, subject number 2, And my verb also goes with the subject number 2, was, because my watch is singular. Okay, the watch particular subject is singular, so was. So not only Rajesh but also his sisters were. Not only her books but also her watch was. Now next example, see, either you or I am guilty. Okay, according to I have to use am. I cannot use are. I cannot use is. I have to use am according to I. So either you or I am guilty. Neither men nor women like, not likes, like this film. Okay, because subject number 2 is like. Women, therefore plural takes plural verb, like. Either my teacher or parents are to blame, because parents again, plural form. Either my teacher or parents are to blame. Either the farmer or his sons reap harvest, okay? Sons reap. Neither Satish nor his sisters are. He or his friends have, because according to friends. Neither Rupa nor her sister is. Either the dog or the cat has, because according to cat we have to move. Okay, so according to second subject. Now next, okay, meanwhile, if you have queries, if you have some doubts, if you want to ask some question, please put your questions in question answer box also. That's important. If you have some further queries related to these rules, please post your comments here in the question answer box. I'll let you solve your query. Okay, now next rule number 6 is again very important. None can take either a singular or a plural verb depending on the noun which follows it. It's very simple rule. None is particularly again a part of speech related to the pronoun. So none is also, we can say it's an indefinite part of the pronoun. Okay. So none, structure number 1, none of the uncountable noun. Uncountable always takes singular verb. Uncountability always takes singular verb. So none of the uncountable noun plus singular verb. For example, none of the counterfeit money has been found. Okay, none of the counterfeit money. Money is singular. Money is not plural. Rupees is actually plural. Okay, so none of the counterfeit money has been found. Money is singular. Therefore, we have to use has. So none condition takes 2 types of rule. Number 1, if you are adding uncountable noun to the word none, it is the verb is singular. If we are adding plural countable noun, the verb is plural. So none of the students have finished the exam yet. Okay, none of the students have finished the exam yet. So here why I'm using have, because students are plural. Why I have used in the upper example has, because the money is singular. Okay, next rule. Okay, talking about rule number 7, the number versus a number. It's very important because you are utilizing in your writing part when you're paraphrasing the structures. The expression, the number is followed by a singular verb. Okay, please highlighted it. The number takes singular verb, a number takes plural verb. The number takes singular verb, a number takes plural verb. For example, the number of people we need to hire. Here, you utilize this in the form like the number of people. Okay. So the number of people is a number of people are. Okay. So the number of people we need to hire is 13. A number of people have. Plural. A number takes plural verb. The number takes singular verb. Done. Next rule. And the last rule. It's very important again. Some of the collective nouns take the verb in the singular or in the plural according as the speaker thinks of the thing as a single whole or the individual of which it is composed. Very complex rule. I'll make it very simple in front of you. Collective noun, basically that type of noun in which you have number of entities working together in a group, simply. Collection is a group. So when number of entities working together, it is called collective noun. Collective noun is something where you can actually feel that your noun is singular because they all are working the same group. If I have a group, that means I have a single group. Okay. And for that, I can use singular verb, but it is actually not. Because in that group, maybe I can have subdivided groups. Okay. So let me brief you for this. Collective noun basically is that noun in which number of entities working together. If collective noun is working unitedly, verb is singular. But if collective noun working separately, the verb is plural. Okay. For example, if I'm talking about, like, what is collective example? Like class, cabinet, committee, army, the collection of soldiers we can call army, the collection of flowers we can call bouquet, the collection of judges we can call jury. So a number of collective nouns are there. But the thing is, where I can use singular verb and plural verb, because right now I'm doing what? I'm making you rectify with of your errors with all such rules. So the team is winning. Here I can see that the team is actually doing the same function of winning, right? So the team is winning as a unit. But in the next example, you can find that the team dash fighting for a win. The team dash fighting for a win. Now here, actually the team is not synchronizing in the similar way. Everybody has its own charm of attracting the win structure, win-win structure. So here, the team are fighting because now they are acting as an individual. They are not acting as a unit. Therefore, the team are fighting for win. The team is winning because there the group is winning. Okay. Next example, the class as a unit is marching into the hall. The class as a unit means as a group. The class dash this point, dash debating this point, are debating because as an individual they are debating. Okay, so the class are debating, the class is marching. Are you getting the things? Just understand the crux, what I want to say. The jury has given its verdict because the jury as a unit, as a group has given its verdict. The jury dash discussing this point. As an individual they are discussing. Therefore, were. The committee has issued its report. As a unit, the committee are divided in their opinion. Okay. So, why I have used are divided? Because are is basically individuality. As an individual they are working. Therefore, collective noun takes plural. So these are all the things. I have given you 8 rules related to every part of speech. Like noun, subject verb agreement is the most important because in the subject verb we have number of rules. I'll make sure I'll come with the different rules with you. If you have any question answer query, please, if you have any questions, if you have query, please post your questions here. I am here to give you answer. Meanwhile, I can say that grammar structure is particularly not that direct relation with the IELTS. Examiner just want to check your linguistic part, but in that linguistic part, there is a grammar structure also. Okay, so I hope these all the 8 rules will give you the important things. Yeah, Chirag, you can ask me the question. Chirag. Yes, you can quote the question here. Okay. Yeah, you can tell me what's your problem. I'll be here to solve you. Okay. Okay. So basically, what I can say that grammar structure is something very important. Please understand this. Important part is how you can utilize your grammar structure in an efficient way, productive way. Do not underestimate grammar because it takes actually 25% of your IELTS band score. So it's all about the things. Definitely, I'll become with more rules, more important crux of your grammar. Do not underestimate grammar. Simply, I can say, because it is not, it doesn't show direct relationship with your part. But yes, it actually give you the open invitation of getting good bands. Okay. Okay. Yes, any queries, any doubts, anything related to the things, please do ask me. Okay, so now I'm signing off. I think you have all the sections, you have clear cut things with you in your hand. I'll make sure that I'll come with further things, further webinars, further topics related to IELTS. This will be very beneficial for you. Okay, so this is Shweta Gandhi signing off from this. Okay, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.